You're watching a segment of The Splash, Greater West Bloomfield's news magazine show.
Recently, a dear friend of The Splash and Civic Center TV passed away. Jim Endres was a member of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission, as well as the Sylvan Lake City Council, where he played instrumental roles in helping our team develop some of our most beloved programming, including The Splash and improving the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan. Jim's positive attitude and sense of humor brought us a lot of joy here at Civic Center TV, and his true love for his Greater West Bloomfield neighbors was present in everything that he did. My predecessor, Jonathan Jackson, had the pleasure of talking to Jim on The Splash, and we can think of no better way to finish this week's show than to say goodbye to our dear friend by looking back at the joy that he took in bringing us together.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Jonathan Jackson, and joining me at the desk this week is Jim Endres, the newly elected Mayor Pro-Tem of Sylvan Lake, as well as Vice Chairperson for the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Commission. Jim, it's a pleasure to have you, my friend.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, Jim, you are definitely one of our biggest supporters here at Civic Center TV. You've been one of my biggest helps here on the show, too, helping me get used to the Sylvan Lake community. But tell us a little bit about when The Splash first started, how you got involved with it.
Well, I got involved being part of the commission. Dave Alberry, our executive director, it was his idea. Yeah. And we talked about it in different committee meetings and stuff. And everybody else was against it, but I was for it. Not really. No, it was Dave's idea.
Yeah.
And we talked about it, and finally we put it in the budget and said, let's go. And it's really worked out. And I really want to congratulate you and the rest of the staff here.
Thank you.
Because it's been a great year.
Yes.
And we have done a lot of monkey surveys amongst the commission members about how to improve things and how to make things better and serve the community better. And it's we couldn't be more thrilled with the way this has worked out.
Well, we're glad to hear that, and we're glad you guys are so supportive of us. And in our first year, we have accomplished a lot, and we've done a lot. But as you've had a pretty big year yourself, though, I have to say, you were just, as I said earlier, newly elected Mayor Pro Tem in Sylvan Lake. I mean, how great was that when you finally got that great news?
Well, that was really nice. It was nice of the voters of Sylvan Lake. Mm-hmm. It proves two things. One is that they're very patriotic, and the other is that they are superior judges of character. But I've been volunteering for a long time in Sylvan Lake, and I think volunteering and giving back to your community is one of the most important things you can do. I'm on the planning commission, and it's just a lot of different things. My favorite, though, is the cable commission. Yeah, I love being on a cable commission. There are so many really neat people. There's 6 people from West Bloomfield, 2 from Sylvan, 2 from Kiko Harbor, and 2 from Orchard Lake. And we just lost a real driving force from West Bloomfield, Larry Brown, who was a township member, a board member, and he was the one that really pushed everybody and got everybody going. And now I think he's retired. We're not sure yet. I haven't talked to him since he had his last meeting at Township Hall. So.
Okay, yeah. But the good thing, though, is the fact that it's still going, and you guys are, like you said, so heavily involved, and you really care about making Civic Center TV and everything else, in our area work, and dedicate your time to us. So we appreciate that. So,
well, it really is our pleasure.
Yeah,
really is.
I remember you telling me a couple sayings you used to have, like if you're not part of the solution, part of the problem. That's a good one. Also, or if you're not cooking, what was it? You're on the menu, right?
Yeah. My favorite one, though, is the Lee Iacocca quote. Yeah. And Lee Iacocca says, either lead, follow, or get out of the way.
I like that one, too. Yeah.
And that's kind of like what I try to do, is lead, follow, or get out of the way. Yeah. I spent a lot of years getting out of the way, and now I'm trying to give back. So.
Right. Like we said, you're very involved in Sylvan Lake. And the Splash, too. Is there anything about the Splash, though, that you've really enjoyed? Any segments or pieces of the show that you really...
I have
Yeah.
I have before me a list of my 5 favorite segments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
The first one is the Sylvan Lake Little Librarians.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, of course. You helped build those. Yeah.
I built the Little Librarians, and I might add this very, very lovely desk that we're sitting at.
That's right. Jim did build this desk right here, folks. It's quite amazing, and it's great handiwork. We do appreciate it.
It was built in what I like to call my shop. My wife refers to it as the garage, but that's where I built that and the little library. And anybody that doesn't know, the little library is a place where you can take a book and get a book and leave a book, and it's all free.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, if we had little librarians, it would really be nice. And I really hit a home run when I got the 2 that I got. We got them shirts. We got them sworn in. The segment on here was really good.
Yeah,
really
our very own David Hours did that segment.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
David. Yeah. And it turned out great. We
had the top of the food chain there doing the recording and stuff. My second favorite one, and it's just a favorite because I spent 30 years in law enforcement, is the West Bloomfield Police Memorial.
Oh, yeah, that's a
a good one.
Yeah.
My third would be Another Angle.
Okay, yeah. Great.
That really gives you a perspective of the city that you don't see.
Yeah, exactly.
The flyover stuff.
That's why it's called Another Angle.
Yeah, and anybody that has not seen that is missing
out.
Really an interesting show.
All right.
And then this one is odd because I'm a member of the garden club in Sylvan Lake. But the removing of the flowering rush in Keego Harbor.
That's the one I did.
Yeah,
I was out there.
It was very informative, and it was just very well done. Yep.
Well, thank you very much, yeah.
And then, of course, I kind of tend to favor Sylvan Lake.
Oh, of course.
Everything.
Well, yeah, of course.
So the Sylvan Lake home.
Look at your tie. It says Sylvan Lake on the tie.
That should be your first clue.
Yeah, of course, right, yeah.
But my last favorite one is the Sylvan Lake Home and Garden Tour.
Yeah, that's a favorite.
It's an interesting thing that they do, and they raise a little bit of money and give back to the community.
That's great.
That helps.
Well, Jim, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for once again supporting us all these years and building this magnificent desk we're at right now, and just being one of our, like I said, one of our biggest supporters.
It's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Jim Endres, everyone. We're glad to have him on the show, and we also want to say thanks to everybody else in the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Commission who supported us over the years, over our first year. We're looking forward to doing it in the new year as well.
Jim Endres was 73 years old.
Thanks for watching a segment of The Splash. To catch the entire show or other segments, watch us on Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T Channel 99, or look us up online at thesplash.tv and listen to us on WBLD 89.3, the all-new Lakes FM.